Hello, everybody! Welcome to Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. We have a new campaign for your viewing pleasure with an exciting party of players. Before we get into this, I'm going to ask each player in one sentence, roughly maybe like 7 to 10 words, describe your character just simply like that. We're going to start with Mike. Mike, who is your character? Her name does not count, by the way. For those 10 words.
Okay. I am Lumac. I am a Warforged fighter. I was once a protector of a remote library.
Keep going.
A long time ago. And now I just wander the endless world of D&D.
And so, just because I over it, you were a former protector of what again for the viewers at home?
A remote library devoted to collecting and preserving artworks.
Sounds sweet. Megan, who are you?
Hi, my name is Sabo. I am a Goliath bard. And I'm intimidated.
Marshall, who are you?
Yep.
My name is Lonzel. I am a hobgoblin cleric. And what I can tell you about myself is I follow my own code, though I definitely think we should follow the law.
James, what about you?
I am a tiefling warlock. My virtue name is Ennui. I am of noble birth, but I'm quite friendly and try to blend with the common folk.
Eric, who are you?
Hi, my name's Joanna, and I'm a Satyr Pawn, and I'm here to adventure.
And Nathan?
My name is Nocta. I am a high elf bard rogue, but as far as anyone knows, I'm just a bard. And I've recently returned to Icewind Dale for the first time in a decade or so.
Nice. And I am Justin, the DM. We have one more player who is not with us tonight, but she will be joining us in the future. This is our ragtag team. I'm very excited to see it all go. Icewind Dale has been trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Auril, the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. Before I'm going, I'm just going to quickly go to the pronunciation chart to make sure I am pronouncing her name right. Where is that?
Stephanie.
Yeah, it's pronounced Stephanie.
Weird.
Excuse me, where is my pronunciation guide? Auril. Most Dale residents blame Auril, the Frostmaiden. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk living in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated, just like how we feel in real life. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 towns is a place to test one's mettle, and, in the spirit of heroes who have come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land. Rumors have brought you, this party, to a fishing town known of Bremen that sits quietly on the shore, on the cold Shane Garn River. The rumors speak of a monster terrorizing fishermen on the Mare Dwaldon. The party's coin is running low and work is needed. The Rime is merciless to those who can't find lodgings in Icewind Dale. So, my ad block has been updated when I try to click that button. Let's go over here. I want to bring you guys to this map. So, this is Bremen. This is the small the small town that you guys are starting in 10 towns. along with, as you guys know, of the rumors you have heard about a monster terrorizing fishermen on the lake. What you know about Bremen is that it is tiny. A good majority of the 10 towns in 10 towns have low population. So there's just a few cottages that people live in and travel out of only to fish. Other things that you guys are aware of just immediately off the bat is you guys have been staying at the inn in the south called Buried Treasures, which I am getting the arrow to show you where that is. So that is the inn you guys have been staying at. There is the innkeeper whose name is Cora.
Yeah, that's what you had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the breakfast food?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Amazing.
Cora, the breakfast food, not the restaurant. The food. I love Cora for breakfast.
Was I wrong? You Matt?
Cora is a kind-hearted woman who treats you guys with respect and almost as if you were royalty as you stay here. The lodging themselves aren't the best, but the mood is high when you guys stay there. In addition, the other thing you guys are aware of is up north in the center there is something called 5 Tavern Center, which is 5 different taverns that you guys can choose to spend your time drinking at.
Amazing.
And the last relevant piece of information is the town hall, where the speaker of 10 towns resides. So the speaker is Dorbalgruf Shaleskar, who is a dwarf who is quite old, and he often wanders off in the middle of the night, and search parties are sent out to find him.
Can you
guys are
put that in
currently...
chat?
He's a werewolf.
He's a werewolf?
Can you put his name in chat?
Werewolf. Wanders off at night.
What,
That's
you
Do you
tell
not
me
have-
you don't get Dorbalgruf Shaleskar on my first pronunciation?
Dorble.
Holy
pronounced
shit.
Dorble.
Yeah, I heard Dumbledore's got shingles. What else? Yeah.
Dumbledore.
He's the mayor.
He is
He's
the
the
mayor.
mayor.
There are no
Speaker of the
mayors.
10
There's
towns.
just someone elected to be like the voice of the town.
And they chose someone who wanders away in the night.
They didn't choose the feet of the town.
He's a legacy elect.
Oh, gross.
All right, you guys are. We'll say you guys are starting in the inn in your rooms where you've split into 3 different rooms. Who's sleeping in what room? You guys have 2 person in what room? Let's find out who are the bunkmates.
I know sleep.
Mike does not sleep. That is true.
Sabo and Nocta would sleep together.
I would stand in the corner.
Oh God,
Of our
no,
room?
thank you. You can stand outside the door.
Okay,
can-
I will stand outside the door.
I would just turn him towards the wall, you know.
Face the
I'm gonna. If we have a solo room, I want to take the solo room. If Mike doesn't need one.
A solar room?
A solo.
Solo.
Singular.
Oh, so.
a solar room. I love
All
that.
here, I guess here's Lumac's question. Are all the rooms right next to each other? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna stand outside in the hallway then.
No, it's
'Cause
fine. You can stand in our room.
I rest, but I'm completely aware of my surroundings while I rest.
With me.
You cut out
What?
there, James.
Lumac can rest with me.
Cute.
No, I'm keeping guard.
Well, you're welcome to also stand in my room and watch me sleep.
No.
Thank you.
Satyrs share a room.
Satyrs?
Horned people.
Oh
Or
right,
people
yeah.
share a room.
Joanna thinks that
Ennui.
Ennui
Ennui,
is
yeah.
also a satyr.
You're gonna put 2 horny people in one room? That's a bad idea.
Oh, it didn't
Marshall
take long
just
for the
told me-
first horn joke.
Not dirty. We're playing D&D.
Yeah, okay. Satyrs are together. So the hobgoblin and the warforged chill outside. together.
I have my own room.
He has his own room. There's 3 rooms.
Okay, there we go. That's bunkmates. Moving on.
So you guys can have free discussion of what you guys want to do. Now that you are in Bremen, you have been here for a few days. You haven't found any big leads for where this monster is. However, at the same time, you guys haven't really searched. You've come here, you've visited the various taverns, known as, the taverns are, let me get their names. Stone's Even Keel, the River's Mouth, the Grumpy Moose, and the Black Bearded Brother. The taverns are all old and poorly maintained, but they have ale, so that's good.
Is there a specific reason we came to this town?
Nope.
No? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, what is the lake? Where's the lake?
I
The-
think
I
you
would
meant the
imagine where
river.
it's where the dock is.
That's the river.
The river
could
leads
only
into the
top
lake.
is north.
The river leads into the lake. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I know this has been shitty and a waste of money so far. I'm telling Ennui while I'm like cleaning off my loads of snow in our room.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still blowing my mind that this place has 5 taverns. It has 5 taverns in this place. I don't even think that if they put every single person in one of these taverns, they would fill all of these taverns. This is the worst city planning I've ever seen, and I love it.
It never hurts to be aspirational.
I think it does when your competitors are directly across the road from you, and beside you, and beside you.
One of the names is the Black Bearded Brother. Clearly, they're not competitors; they're friends. Also, who owns all 5? Is it the same owner? Possibly.
So, Joanna,
We don't
you
know.
actually do know the story of the 5 taverns. So this was a group of brothers who all wanted to make a tavern. However, as construction was continuing, it was learned that each brother actually wanted to run the tavern. So instead of coming to any sort of agreement, they each built their own.
I love that so much.
Ennui, I know you want to think that this is... I know you want to think that this is beautiful, but I'm just... Everybody in 10 towns is an idiot, okay? On one level or another. Every single person we're going to meet is an idiot.
That's That's an interesting take.
Lonzel, you're alone in your room. Do you want to do anything? You hear the the muted conversation of Ennui and Joanna in the other room.
Hearing that, I will put on my holy symbol and make for the door. If there is discussion, I should be a part of it. Are they still in their room?
Yeah. So the door. I assume you just go into their room.
I'll knock on it if the door is not open.
The door is not open. I assume anyway.
Come in!
No, I'm gonna just kind of quickly reach for maybe a weapon and see who's coming in.
Lonzo, you also walk by Lumimac, who is just standing outside in the hallway as he always has, looking down over the sort of the rail that opens up into the main lobby of the inn.
Good morning, my metallic friend.
Good morning.
I enter the room. So, what are we talking about this morning?
On that note, Nocta and Sibo, or how do you pronounce it? Is it Sibo? Zebo? How do you pronounce it?
Sabo.
Gazebo.
Gazebo.
Zabo. All right.
Sabo, yeah.
You know, it's gonna take me a while, but I'll burn all these into my brain eventually.
Cool. It's cool. Pronounce it however you want. I know what you're. It's
Zabo?
4 letters. You
I
know.
forgot it already.
Say bo.
Saybow is the phonetic spelling.
It's like c'est bon, like when someone's very
bon.
good. C'est bon.
It's like how you pronounce
Gazebo.
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 Sabo.
Gazebo.
Gazebo.
Sabo. So Sabo and Nocta, you guys hear Lonzel walk into Joanna's and Ennui's room. Is there anything you guys want to do while you are in your own room in the inn?
I'm gonna just be like plucking at my kalimba, just like trying to not be bad at it.
You're getting better, I think, my friend.
Thanks.
Practice makes perfect, or so I've heard.
Yeah, I hope that adage is true. It hits like 4 wrong notes in a row.
Are you guys going to join the others? Or are you guys going to stay in your room? Or are you going to do something else?
Do you hear that conversation going on? It sounds like everyone else has left us out of the group discussion.
Honestly, any excuse to not play this thing. Great, let's go. Puts it in his little satchel.
Sabo needs to duck under door frames as he moves through the halls of the inn. He actually has to stand in the room kind of like this.
Very familiar with this, and anytime he can, he'll sit down.
I'm sorry, how tall is Sebo?
7 to 8 feet.
8 feet tall. 8 feet tall and 280 pounds.
Big boy.
He's a lanky Goliath.
As you guys step out, you see Lumimac standing in the hallway at attention, as he always does, his unblinking eyes staring forward, as he is an ever-vigilant watch.
Did you want to come in?
What are we doing?
It sounds through the wall like we're having a group conference about what to do, perhaps.
Okay, then. I will come.
I'll turn and kind of thump on the door.
Come in!
James, do you grab your
Hello?
sword again?
You need to stop just letting people into our room. You don't know who's there.
It doesn't have a
Relax.
lot.
It's
Relax.
just us. And
I
if
would
it
never
were
let anybody enter your room.
If it were anyone else, you'd have a good story, if nothing else.
Anyone? What about anything? Anything else?
I would not let anything enter your room.
You seem
Bill.
a little on edge. You good?
Fine, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
Good. We're all good here.
Can we talk as a group? I mean, I know that a place
We are
with-
talking.
Yeah, we are. Listen, I've had a lot of fun. I've drank a lot of the same ale at the same 5 bars. And I really have gotten to know all 6 or 7 pine trees in this town. But we've got to do something here. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm starting to feel really light in the pockets. Can we talk about this? Like, how much longer are we just going to be staying here?
Do we actually know about the people on the lake getting terrorized? Like, we know
Yes,
about
you
that.
do know
yeah?
that rumor. That one you do know.
What about the poor fishermen and people on the lake?
This is an excellent idea. We shouldn't stay in one spot too long. We should keep moving. Let's get this coin and let's get going.
To get the coin, we have to do something other than drink in the 5 taverns that are here, though. And I just...
I heard a rumor once about a monster that needed taken care of. I don't know who we would ask about money, but...
Well, surely the whole town has come together to put up some reward. Is that not what towns do when they're terrorized?
Not always. Sometimes
Not
they do
in
not
my
value the
experience.
lives of their fishermen as much as they should.
Money should not be an issue if we would protect people.
It does sound like the right
I mean-
thing to do regardless.
It's also kind of what we
I would imagine that if we I'm sorry, Joanna?
Please, no. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I imagine that if we bring them the head of said monster to
Do we know anything about the monster? Do we know what kind of
Adorable
monster it is?
Goof,
No.
this is true.
It's not like by chance, like it doesn't have a long head and
We've been here 3 days and all we've done is drink in the various taverns. We don't know anything. That's my point. We should.
let's go ask Cora. She probably knows. Everyone loves Cora. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna put on my fancy cloak I have, and I'm gonna start going to find Cora.
I think
Seeing him
he-
like, oh, go ahead.
I think he's saying the only name of the only person he knows in town.
I know you,
Yeah,
Joanna.
I honestly,
As I leave.
yeah. Hey, Joanna.
I'll shrug and like put up the hood on my cloak and just follow after him,
I will. follow
ducking as I
Abel.
exit. You know.
I will follow too.
I like the idea that if you shrug, you hit the ceiling. You're like, meh.
It's a very
Ow.
crouched shrug.
As you guys go down in this lineup, I assume, of people following after Ennui, Cora is sitting at the desk, and when she sees you come down, she stands and says, "Oh, hello, is something not right? Do you need help with something? Is everything okay?"
No, the
No.
place is great.
Tell you what's not right, Cora, is a monster terrorizing the livelihood of this town. We have decided to take it upon ourselves to slay such monster for a reward of coin. An average amount, whatever you people normally pay.
Or
We're willing to find this monster and kill it. Pay is secondary. We want to make sure the town we're staying in is safe.
I don't know much about this monster you speak of. I've heard stories of fishermen disappearing, but that's just the danger of fishing during the Rime.
Do you?
Who is speaking of this monster then? Is it the fishermen themselves?
Yeah, the stories originate at the docks.
Seems like as good a place of any. He looks at Lonzel.
Cora, if you could tell us one thing though. Who would, if anyone, pay us for such a feat should we finish the job? Just if we might want to set up an agreement before we do the work.
I would talk to someone at the docks. There's usually a dock leader who is in charge of the shifts of the fishing vessels. I say vessels, I really mean the small paddle boats they send out onto Mer Dwuldan.
This is sage advice, Cora. Yes, I do know, in fact, docks are often a hub of trade and commerce. In fact, one town should protect its dock very, very dearly. If the dock falls, you could be cut off, you know? No supplies, no nothing.
It does sound like they would have the most to lose.
On the inside, Nocta feels the way that Joanna literally is looking.
If you are looking for work, and you're done with this lake monster investigation of yours, I am concerned about something.
Please, I would hear your concern.
Well, I normally like to ensure that my guests are treated properly here, like as they deserve, but I've had to do it a lot myself lately for my adult son and my only child, Horwar. He used to help me around here up until 2 months ago. Horwarf. Horwar. Tell you, they don't make it easy on the DM, that's for sure.
What happened 2 months ago to your son with such a difficult name to say?
Well, Speaker Scar went missing in a blizzard one afternoon about 2 months ago, and the speaker was brought back, but my son was separated from the others and didn't find his way home until the following morning. He had frostbite and could barely walk, and over the next few days his demeanor just changed completely. He was rude and mean towards me, and when I found a shard of black ice in his room, or what looked like a shard of black ice, he snatched it and threatened to hurt me if I ever touched it again. And then, the next day, 2 tieflings arrived and offered my son sanctuary in a castle, and he went with them and saying that he would never return. They wore necklaces with amulets with a shard that looked just like the one in my son's possession. I miss him terribly, and I hope he's alive, and I hope you can maybe bring him back here.
Tieflings in a castle, tiefling royalty.
The only castles I know of here are in Caer Dinaval and then the ruined one in Caer Konig. I am not sure of any other castles, and we certainly have no royalty here.
Do you know which direction they were headed? Towards which one?
We only have one road out of here, which is south. Anyways, if you need anything, I suggest going to the dockhand, and he will potentially help you with the sea monster thing. And then, if you wish to seek out my son, I can't offer much, but
Money is secondary.
I mean, I can offer a free stay here for some time.
That would be amazing.
Albeit, what is Bremen, but just... She just looks down and then just starts flicking dust off of the table in front of her.
It is a very friendly town. I very much so enjoyed my stay and your hospitality.
It is one of the only towns in 10 towns that has 5 taverns. You do have that.
Of note, the people in Bremen are actually very friendly.
I thought you were about to say they're all assholes.
No.
And Cora's just like, you're lying.
You do have that. You could put that on a sign or something. Or put that in a sign in other towns and be like, we have 5 taverns.
That is true. That is true. She just keeps flicking dust off.
Well, should we be going then?
Yes.
Thank you,
Concur.
Cora.
So you guys step out? Does anyone else want to do anything?
I was going to get...
Yeah. You go first.
I was going to get breakfast, but Cora looks so sad. I don't think I want her cooking food, so...
I will be the last person to leave, and I will approach Cora. My dear, I sincerely hope I can bring our son back to you. But just in case, my condolences. And I will pull out a gold piece and give it to her. And then, if she refuses it, just walk away.
She just kind of looks at the table, shoots you like an awkward, sad smile, and says, "Thank you," and then just slides it towards her.
Well, that
Then
made
I'll
me
walk out.
uncomfortable.
You guys are all bundled up and walking to... I love the idea of Mike as a mech in a fucking winter jacket.
It's so good.
Just looks cozy.
As you guys, just the path you guys can know to the docks are pretty straightforward. When you guys get about here, a bundled up figure walks briskly up towards you. She raises her hand, and through the large goggles on her face that take up the majority, you don't really make out who she is, but her voice is chipper and high. "Well met! You lot seem like you're looking for work, or trouble. You wouldn't be standing around in this cold otherwise." She puts out a hand, whoever is kind of most in front of the group, and shakes it and says, "My name
I
is
go to
Danica."
start shaking her hand, and then Joanna's just like, "No, me!"
Yeah, Joanna's just diving in for that handshake.
My name is, yes, hello. My name is Danica Graysteel. I am a scholar. Excuse me?
As she introduces herself, I'm going to just be like, like a cordial bow.
All right, I am looking for some people to help me with a little research investigation I am attempting to bring to just fruition here in Icewind Dale. So, if you want to make some coin, I have a job for you.
When she says that she is looking for information and an investigation, you can really tell that Nocta perks up, but then kind of goes. He gets really excited for a second.
What are we investigating with this? What are you trying to do here?
She taps with excitement. She smacks Lumamak in the chest, kind of like a... All right, let me ask you this. Do you guys know what a chewinga is?
Do I?
I don't know, do we?
Joanna, Lonzel, and Sabo all know what a chewinga is.
Of course I know what a chewinga is. At least a little bit.
A chewinga is a small elemental spirit. They're kind of like pranksters or tricksters, but they also just kind of do things for fun because they're chewingas. She says, I believe that these chewingas might be the key to improving Icewind Dale's climate. I believe that if I can study one up close, that I potentially could discover something. So I want to offer you guys payment to find me one and bring it back to me. If you bring it back alive and perfectly okay without any harm, I will give you 50 golden pieces. Otherwise, I can offer you half. I really want it untouched and completely okay when you bring it to me.
Where does one find a chewanga?
A chewinga.
Chewinga.
I'm glad you asked. So she pulls out a small lantern with a flame that's glowing just red right now, like a normal candle. This is a lantern of tracking, which you can use to find elementals, specifically chewingas. When you are nearby one, it will glow green and point you in the direction of where they are.
And have you used said lantern before?
I have not. No, but I know it works. I attuned it myself.
This wasn't sold to you, perhaps by a chewinga as some parlor trick.
No, if I was sold this by a chewinga, my friend, I would have already have researched that chewinga.
At this point, I will.
So I am just trying to. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say at this point I'll cast my cantrip light and just make the light go green for a couple seconds and then drop it.
That seems very rude.
Danica looks at it and says, and then looks at all of you and says, You're just as tricky as those chewingas are, aren't you? That's why I know you would be perfect for this. Because you have the exact same sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Respect that they do. She offers the lantern to the group.
Hold up a minute. You seem to be quite sure of us, but I'm not so sure I trust you in your research abilities. Please tell me a little bit more about yourself, what your qualifications are, and specifically what you intend to do with said creature when we return it to you.
I'm going to attempt to communicate with it. They are ancient creatures here in Icewind Dale, and if I can talk with one, there's a chance that maybe I can learn some secrets about the ancient past. That's why I want you to bring it unharmed, so it trusts me when you bring it back to me.
Do I trust him?
Where would we find you
Oh, I will
if we
be.
had
I'll
any
stay
more
at
questions? Or
I'll stay at the tavern. So at one of the taverns here. So when you find a Chwinga,
Yes.
there's none in Bremen. I've been looking for the last few days. I suggest if you search the other settlements of 10 towns, you might find something.
And what do they look like?
Oh, you'll know when you see it.
Are they tall?
No, they're small. Look,
Are
guys,
they-
do you want the work or not?
Yes, yes, we do. Yes.
Yes.
Before anyone else speaks, yes, we do. And
Hey,
you've chosen.
I will always help in research.
As will I.
She looks at you and then just looks back at the party, and she's like, in her head, you see her gears being like, I've approached the wrong group of people.
No. Trust me. I can see your expression. You've chosen the perfect group of people. If you needed us to do research, we'd be awful. But grabbing and capturing things, that's us. Perfect. We'll take it. We'll take the lantern.
She gives the lantern to Joanna and says, good luck, and I hope I hear from you because I have gold waiting for you. And then she turns and heads towards 5 Tavern Center, specifically ignoring anyone who might talk to her if you guys try to stop her.
I'm
Did I
gonna
believe her when she told me her spiel, Justin? Did I trust her?
You could try an insight if you wanted to.
I would specifically like to try that.
Yeah, you believed her.
Good.
as she's walking away, I'm just going to kind of like turn to the group and be like, it's weird that she didn't bow, right?
No, it's weird that you bowed.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to take a quick break for YouTube.